This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Well, this is a track that's really burning up not just the airwaves but the internet. It's called Haaye Oye. And Karan, who's the music composer behind it, and Shantanu and Elli, who are in the video, are here. What's up, people? Elli, lovely to see you. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing Haaye Oye. How are you doing?
Yeah, and looking lovely as always.
Thank you so much.
Despite some pigeons' blessings this morning.
Yep.
Only a good thing.
Experience.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Karan, welcome to the show for the very first time, buddy.
How's it going? How's it going?
Shantanu, all good?
Yep, all good.
All working parts in order?
Yeah.
Despite the Tulsi Pipe Road traffic, yeah?
Yeah, all good, all good.
So, bro, you've become pretty much the master of the EDM drop in mainstream, not just film music, but also independent music. And that's obviously because you're very cued into international trends. And you Indianify it, if I can call it that, in a very beautiful manner.
I really appreciate that.
So, hats off to you. So, just a bit about your background. I'm given to understand that you're not, you are Indian, but you weren't born and brought up here.
No. So I grew up predominantly in Indonesia, then Singapore, then I spent some time in the UK in Surrey, and then eventually London, which eventually brought me here. So I moved back here about 4 or 5 years ago. Started working in a studio for about 6 to 7 months. I was fortunate enough to bump into Shankar Loy at Purple Haze Studios in about 2013. I started producing for them. Shankar Loy gave me my first break. Very grateful to them. I started working with them between 2013 to 2014-15. After which I started producing extensively for Pritam. Eventually, around 2016 end is when I decided to kind of venture out and do my own thing. The first culmination of that was Tarifa, which was my first song for Veer the Wedding. And then, since then I've kind of been able to, do my own thing and do more independent stuff. And that leads us to today's interview.
Yeah. So I got another one called Kishmish.
Yeah.
Well, one thing you do have in common, you have hotties in all your songs. And the hottest one of them all is here in front of you.
Most definitely.
Oh my gosh.
So, the fraud singer people were here, and both Arshad and Mr. Jha were talking about you for 10 minutes. And I said, you have no business to talk about her for 10 minutes and not bring her for the interview. Where is Elli? You can wax eloquent about how cool she is and how well she dances and chama chama, but great job there, yeah.
Thank you.
So this is a great phase for you. You're getting all these wonderful songs to dance on, because no matter how good your dancing is and no matter how good you look, the song has got to work, and these songs are all massive, aren't they?
Yeah, of course.
Talk me through that. How the current song happened.
Well, I'm very grateful that I've got these songs offered. Sony people, they just called me to their office, and the moment they played Haaye Oye, I immediately said that yes, I want to do this one, because I just loved it. The moment I heard it, I went like, hi. So and then of course I loved the concept actually. I loved Vishal, who has directed it. His vision of how he wanted to tell the story and what kind of story he wanted to tell. So I love that, because it was the first time I got to do something like that, right? And also because I love jazz and ballet. I love that kind of a dance form, dance style, but I've never got to show it really in India.
Yeah, and you've also done the dance project for them, which is, you're more like a mentor there, a team leader, isn't it?
No.
Is that it? Or you're just one of the dancers?
Yeah, I'm just dancing on 3 different tracks. Yeah, 3 different dance styles. Yeah.
And was that fun to do? What were those 3 dance styles?
It was lots of fun. See, I love to act and I love to dance, and whatever opportunity I get, I make sure I take it, as long as I get to do what I love to do, So I'm very grateful for that, and inshallah, ek din I will get a dance movie as well. But yeah.
And logically, why not? You're so good at what you do, Elli. Really, full marks.
Thank you so
Lots
much.
of admiration. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And brother, you've blown up across the globe. We were so proud when we saw that World of Dance video, which with the Desi bloopers they call it.
Desi hoppers.
Desi hoppers.
Yeah.
The Desi hoppers, and you were doing, and these are three different gigs. There's the first World of Dance, then there's the.
Was the TV part? This is the live event and everything. Yeah.
Correct.
So,
and in between, there was also one appearance on was it America Can't Dance or
America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent.
Yes.
And we were like, amazing, man. You know, Indian kid blowing up. I mean, we all know you're a bona fide star here, but the fact that you got, you know, world acclaim. So who were the judges on this? Did you get to meet some really famous Hollywood types?
Yeah, Jennifer Lopez, Neo,
man.
and Derek Hoffman. So yeah, these guys are like the big shots. Obviously, everyone knows J-Lo.
So did she have good things to say about you? Yeah.
Yeah, she loved the way that we she loved the way we danced and showcased Indian culture together with hip hop. So yeah, she loved it, and the audience also appreciated it. So we were like really cool there.
J-Lo, whoa. Was this on World of Dance or was it on
This was
America's
World of
Got
Dance, yeah.
And on America's Got
America's
Talent?
got Simon.
Simon's a nasty piece of work when he
Yeah,
wants
but
to
he
be.
appreciated our dancing, and he was like very impressed by the fact that like we like, you know, all the young guys coming up together and doing their own bit of choreography and trying to like put India on the world map in terms of dancing and everything, and we got 4 yeses. Yeah.
Awesome. So, bro, you've got all the right ingredients in place for your song to be a hit, man. These
No,
two.
I got like, I have to say, you know, I got very fortunate to have Elli and Shantanu in the video, because like right off the bat, you know, when their names came up through Sony Music, I was like, yes, because it's just the right flavor, and you know, like they both have very, like, they're both dancers, but they both have such unique skill sets within that discipline, which I think just in the video complemented so well, and their personalities are also, you know, very vibrant, so they light up the screen.
Yeah, and it helps when you have a music composer director who also has a baritone.
Yeah.
And who also kind of like a, you know? I mean, there are mates of mine like Hrishi Rich, for example, you know, who moved from the UK to here, who said, man, you know, I'm like a background kind of guy. I don't like to be in the videos, but Karan's like there. Which is only a good thing. I mean, you gotta do that, man.
Yo, India doesn't have a DJ Khaled, man.
Yeah.
I'm signing up.
That's you. But thank God you didn't have to do all the Ashley moves, yeah?
Oh yeah.
These guys are doing it.
Yeah, leave it to
Ashley,
the
I mean,
professionals.
fantastic, isn't it? That dance company, Danceworks, and what Ashley does. I mean,
Oh yes.
he's been in here with some of his jazz and ballet kids, and they're just amazing. Have you got a chance to
He
work with
is
Ashley before this?
amazing. No, so I was actually very excited, and I feel so blessed because we got to have this one workshop, me and Shantanu, with Ashley sir, and the kind of exercises he gave us and what he taught us, that was beautiful. That's something like I'll always, you know, remember. Some great advice he gave us.
That's quite amazing you would say that, because you yourself are a trained dancer, aren't you? Was it in Sweden where you trained? Yeah.
Trained dancer. I mean, I was a figure skater.
Wow.
Yes, I was a figure skater. So it was compulsory to dance ballet, the classical one and the modern one, and jazz. So
Wow.
yeah.
So you did that all in school, in high school, yeah?
Yes, and I was in the elite my last 3 years. I was the elite level of figure skating.
You know, I see all these figure skating, competitions at the Olympics and gold. You know, it's just so poetic.
Yeah.
But it must be such hard work.
It is very tough, and to be honest, obviously it was my really, really big dream. You know, like, as you know, every athlete, right? You dream of the top, but it's very tough because in a young age, it's like the better you become, the more you have to work out. So basically, my life since my childhood till my late teenage was basically figure skating in school. I worked out 7 days a week. I was in a special class in school as well, which was a mix of figure skaters and gymnastics. So yeah, what happens is that you end up injuring yourself. You know, like most of us, we actually end up injuring ourselves because, you know, it's so tough for the body, right? So I actually injured my both knees, and that's kind of like, you know, spoiled that career for me.
You always think that in Sweden they grow up just listening to Max Martin and partying. This is hard work, man.
Yeah, I mean for the ones who actually, you know, really fall in love with the sport that they start with, of course, you know, it's like that becomes your life, and that's the only best thing in life, you know. So figure skating was that for me. So I actually went through like a depression when, you know, I injured my knees, because for me it was like my life is over now. So yeah, and even though I went to the physio and I came back, I just could never come back to the same this, what do you say, like level that I was on. So
And you must have grown up listening to great music. I mean, you look at the biggest bands in the world, whether it's Roxette or it's ABBA, Ace of Base, they're all Swedish pop, man. You must have been listening to some smoking music back then. Yeah?
yeah, but I've grown up to a lot of Greek music because my father is Greek and he's a musician as well. So yeah, so actually inside my home was literally like waking up to my father's songs, and then studying to them, and sleeping to them. So yeah, and my mom, she used to sing. They used to have this group. So yeah, actually I've grown up with a lot of Greek music, which is actually quite interesting because the kind of songs that they used to play, which used to be very big hits back in the days, those are actually remakes of the old Hindi songs.
Wow.
Yeah, so when my parents came to India, when they were here with me in Mumbai, so I used to play these old songs on the radio, and suddenly my parents, they start to sing, and they start to sing the same song but in Greek language, and my driver went like, oh my god, your parents know this song. And that's when my father explained me, he's like, this is a Greek song, like. So I think that's one of the reason also why I have always got so attracted to the Indian melody, the Indian songs. So,
And the only Greek
yeah.
musicians we knew were Yanni. When Yanni performed with the
Yeah,
Taj, how
Yanni.
cool
Oh
was he?
yes,
Oh,
huge.
amazing.
That's my father's name as well.
Ah, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, Yanni. That's correct.
Yanni AvrRam. Is that how you pronounce your surname? Is
No, so actually it is Avramidou.
that Avramidou.
Yes, and my father is Avramidis. So it's a difference when you're a girl or you're a boy. Yeah, but we just cut it and we made it Avram. And why my father proudly told me to keep Avram was because apparently my grandfather's surname was Avram from the beginning, before they kind of like entered this place in Greece, and also I've kind of like brought back our old surname.
It's beautiful and it's so secular, It's wonderful. So many cultures coming together. So when you get married, there's going to be a big fat Greek wedding.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know as a journalist if I'm
Greeks-
invited, but these guys definitely.
Greeks are actually just like that movie. Like
My Big Fat Greek
my
Wedding, right?
gosh.
Have you seen that film? It's so
It's
cool. Yeah.
hilarious. It's hilarious.
They're like Punjabis, man.
Oh
That's
my
what they're
gosh,
like.
yeah. Actually,
Karan, you're
fir-
Punjabi, yeah? You
the
even know.
first
Yeah.
movie I did, what everyone said on the set is like, she's a Punjabi. Like, because of the way I am, and also because my parents were there and they saw how I was with my parents, they were like, my gosh, you guys thought Punjabis only.
Lovely.
So, yeah.
Let's come to the video. I like the fact that there's a very old school jukebox kind of player, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it takes me back to, when I was at Xavier's, we would walk to Cafe Mondiga and play the jukebox there. Of course, back in the day, there used to be CDs, go whoop, 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 would come down. This one is more modern.
Yeah, and like I've never experienced that kind of thing in, like when I was young. I am
You
young,
are.
but yeah,
Bro, you're a millennial.
yeah.
Forever
You don't want
young.
to see CDs come. Oop, oop, oop,
No,
oop.
I have.
You have, okay.
Yeah, I
You're
have.
not that young.
So yeah, but yeah, I mean that jukebox thing, I've seen those in movies and everything. So like I was like, wow, this is happening in the video, and I can somehow relate to it. But yeah, I actually not done it in real life. But yeah, I mean it was fun to incorporate that bit, and I think it brought back a lot of memories for different people out there on the sets as
Why
well
is
as
there
the
a
one.
side grin to Karan? What memories do you bring back
No,
to Karan?
because we are of same age, and like he has experienced those things, because I mean
Really?
obviously.
You guys are of same age?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah.
How would you think I was? I think this is.
You look a lot older than.
Yeah.
But then
I thought you were
Shantanu looks a
elder.
kid. He's just.
Yeah, Shantanu actually.
I mean, he looks
like a
exactly
kid,
like how he looked when he first walked onto that show, and everybody saw him. He hasn't changed a bit.
Actually looks
You
very
know?
young. Like I would say, like
You're
what,
drinking from the
17?
fountain of youth, my friend.
17 years old.
Touch
I'll
wood.
have whatever you're having.
Yeah, seriously. What's your secret?
Yeah, and Karan's problem is the baritone. So it just ages him by like 10 years.
That's a great way to put it, man. I think she just meant that gravity is cruel.
So whose idea of the jukebox was it? Vishal, the director's, yours? Yeah.
I think we should.
And just a little bit about him, a background.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
he's somebody we were really excited to work with, and I know they all really enjoyed working with him too. Somebody that had a great vision for this video. The music's a little bit 90s R&B, and I think he really did justice to that. I think the styling is in the 90s space
Yeah.
as well. video. So I think he brought that across in a really authentic way. And the one thing I've heard from a lot of people is that when they see this video, they're like, there's nothing else in India quite like it. You know, it looks very fresh. I'd like to think the music sounds very fresh. And I think that a lot of, pretty much everything you see is down to him, and obviously excellent performances. But his direction, his creative vision was just impeccable.
Very passionate.
Yeah, there were a lot
very
of people
passionate.
actually who were messaging me back and saying like, finally seeing something so unique and fresh, you know.
And it's sweet. In some ways it's like an old school romance. I mean, he's trying to vibe her and the whole friend scene and things like that.
Yeah.
And did you also, pick up a thing or two from Ashley? I mean, you're an accomplished dancer yourself, but you're never too old to learn, right?
Yeah. I mean, as Elli mentioned, like we got a chance to do a workshop kind of a thing with him, and like I had like image of Ashley Lobo, so like he'll be like too technical, and he'll be telling me like this will be this will be that, and he was like, it's Bollywood, you have to guys feel it and this and that, and I was like, he really helped us to like connect better and get our chemistry right, and the way the song demanded it, and that was something that workshop, I mean, I really can't explain it, but I think that
he was
helped
being
us.
more like, don't get so technical.
He was like, don't get so technical,
just like
just feel the
enjoy
music,
it.
vibe
Just,
it.
yeah.
That's why I love guys like Ashley and Terrence. You think before you meet them that, oh my God, they're going to be these technical, but they get it, man.
Terrence is
And
the
they're so
same.
beautifully
Yeah,
Bollywood.
You're right.
Terrence
about
is so
that.
beautifully
Terrence,
Bollywood.
Yeah. Just like feel it, enjoy it. It's I love it. Yeah.
Come on now, Karan. I know we're missing a certain Ash King, and we're going to talk about him. But since he's not here, you got to throw me the tune, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a duet, because a lot of people don't know this. And
Elli AvrRam going to sing some. Shantanu going to sing some.
No.
Do we have
I have a bathroom singer, so
Can I
don't
get a
involve me
tissue?
in this.
Can I get a tissue?
You
Because
can
I
take
have chewing gum in my mouth.
Sure. There you go.
I thought you have certain trick. Like you'll be like,
Oh my
There you go. That's a good one. That's your trick powder.
I think we're all suffering from a sore throat today for some reason. So you're gonna hear that.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear that.
I'm not going to insist on more than like just the basic, the chorus and this and that. Okay, so let's do it. Haaye Oye, Karan
Just think
featuring
we are
Ash
singing
King,
it
who's not here. Elli and Karan
Yeah,
doing the
different
honors.
keys. We actually sing it in different keys, I think. Should,
Yeah.
should I just
Because her
join
voice
you?
is a lot deeper than mine. So yeah, please.
Oh my gosh, no.
please,
Yeah,
take
you
it.
go ahead.
No, take
No,
it.
I
Take it.
join your.
Oh, she
guys,
joins
don't
me.
make me start.
Alright, so. दिल तेरे अगे पिछे नेड़े गेड़े मारदा फिर अगला है क्यों तेरी अखां ते हारदा रे आनी कुड़िए
Haaye Oye, समझ नहीं आंदी है सोनिए Haaye Oye, समझ नहीं आंदी है.
You have a singing
that was
voice. You do. Wow.
She does.
Yeah, she's a very good singer.
Let me start with what you can't do, Elli. We know you can dance. We can. In Big Boss, I saw all those histrionics you did as far as your acting was concerned. I remember Salman used to call you up on the stage and make you do this one line again and again in various moods. We know
Oh,
you
the
can act.
Malvi Nagar ki James Bond.
So we know you can act, and now you know you can sing.
Yeah, and I do mixed martial arts as well.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Yes,
Yeah, I can do anything.
Leave something for the other girls, and don't try martial arts on me, please. So, bro, big shout out to Ash King. I mean, he's such an interesting character, man. I've had him over here for interviews, and I've just been on the floor laughing. He's got an incredible sense of humor. He's so British. Is he also a West London boy? Is he?
So,
He's good
I'll tell you-
Jew
I'll tell
and
you-
good Jew and boy.
Yeah. No, he's a Harrow boy.
He's a Harrow boy.
He's a Harrow boy, yeah. So I mean, it's interesting how we know each other actually. So I was doing my master's in audio production at University of Westminster, and he used to do a lot of his recordings on we used to have a studio compound. So we had a lot of mutual friends. His song "I Love You" from Bodyguard had just come out, and I was working on the unplugged version of that as a sound engineer. Fast forward about 5-6 years, he was chilling. I was meeting a friend of his, and he literally showed up at my door. Like, as in just as a surprise, because, we kept hearing about each other, and we just vibe, man, because I really miss the UK, every day, and he's, like, a staunch reminder of that. So, when we talk, I know what you mean, like, we die laughing, like, we hardly get anything done.
Man, I've had, like, Juggy D, Hrishi Rich, Jay Sean, Ash, all these guys, and they're so wicked. They're so wicked. And as a radio presenter, you're never at a loss for words. When these guys are in the room, I don't know what to say. I just love listening to them. So there's that obvious connect, which is why he's, this is what the second track
This
you
is
guys
the
done.
second one he's been featured on. Even the other song Kishmish, we just have a great working chemistry, and it's never work when we're working together. We're just chilling. We're just everything's a very organic process.
Oh yeah. It's organic.
And it just comes out really naturally, and then the end product is what you hear.
I already like the tone and the word organic.
Yeah.
So man, I mean, which do you enjoy most? I mean, you've done your share of reality shows, and the acting and the dancing. What's the core of you? What's Shantanu?
I like to keep it balanced actually. Like I started with dancing, so I like to not leave it, because I know for the fact that if I just stop it and not do it, I will have like a regret kind of a thing. That because I love acting, I love dancing, and I want to keep continuing. I try to balance all the projects that I keep doing. So that's the balance I try to maintain and keep going strong. Yeah.
And you're doing a fair amount of advertising. You couldn't be complaining of the money there, man.
I'm not. I'm not.
So what's like the most fun commercial you've done? And I don't
I've
mean
only done one
sing.
commercial.
I get the feeling I've seen you in 2 or 3 of them, man. Maybe it's on your Insta feed where you're just doing those promotions.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. That was the thing. Yeah.
Ellie's got a very knowing smile. She knows all of that. But yeah, what's the most fun one you've done? Yeah.
I've only done one, and that was like a HP ad, and it was a great concept, and I loved it. Yeah, though I have got a chance to work with a few of the good, one of the best people in the industry, and yeah, I had a great time. I really don't want to pick up specifics because I still am looking out for work.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to upset.
And Khatron Ke Khiladi was fun. Yeah.
Khatron Ke Khiladi was that was like a life-changing experience, I will say. And yeah, I mean 45 days doing some adventure activities, and then ultimately winning it. So obviously it's like a dream come true.
Would you go back and do Big Boss again? Or you been there, done that? Don't want to go down that road again.
I had lots of fun in Big Boss. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah. The trick is not to get too emotionally involved, right? The trick is to look back and say, look at it as fun.
I didn't have any trick. I just kept it real. I just made sure to be me, and I just wasn't. I think I'm actually the only contestant in history who is the one who is like this, because that's what everyone else has been telling me. Like, I had so much fun in that show, and I really enjoyed it.
You're the only person who's ever said that to me, man.
Yeah, I had so much fun. I had so much fun, and I got a beautiful friend, Andy, he's my friend for life. Yeah. So yeah. Of course, it was, emotionally it was tough, but I think I was very blessed that my parents got to come inside the house and
they're
meet
adorable.
me.
I remember seeing them.
Yeah, my mom just entered by singing this Ajeeb Dasta song, and I was like, oh my god, and I started to cry, and it was a beautiful moment actually, and I think that boosted me up, because I remember by that time I started to get very sad, because you're missing home, and yeah, but that boosted me up. Yeah, but I had fun, and I'm always so grateful that I got to be a part of the show, because obviously that changed my life. I mean, that was what made me known in this country, and what made me get more work. Right?
And millions of people, thousands of people must be asking you what a Swedish Greek girl is doing in India. And the answer to that, I believe, is that you've been in India file since you were a kid. Like in India, doing Bollywood dances and things like that?
I must have been Indian in my previous life, seriously, because since my childhood I've just felt so connected to India. Ever since I saw Bollywood for the first time on Swedish television, I fell in love with it, and I was like, wow, I want to do this in my life. And also I remember whenever something about India would come on Swedish television, or we used to have these Oriental festivals where there was a lot of Indian Bollywood themes. I was always so excited about it. Whatever that had to do with India, I was always yay, And the moment I actually landed in Mumbai, I've never felt as an outsider. I've always felt so connected to the culture here. to everything. And I remember everyone used to tell me this in the beginning. They were like, you too must have been Indian in your previous life, because the way you're just picking up things here is like unbelievable. So,
Yeah, but in the dance project, I see you dance to like these Karan Johar film songs, and I'm going like, she's local.
yeah.
She's desi.
yeah. I just love it. I just feel so honest towards it, you know. So yeah, I'm Indian only. I'm Indian by heart and soul.
Lovely,
Yeah.
lovely. We're glad to have you.
Jai Hind.
Bro, the fact that Tarifa blew up and you crushed it with that song, everybody knows. I mean, it's still millions and millions and millions. The count just keeps going up. But the fact that Bacha actually sung in that one, he wasn't just rapping. I thought that was incredibly cool, because that doesn't happen even in his own life. And what a hook, what a song, and the fact that the Kapoor girls were all there. That must have been one heck of a song to work on, man.
No, for sure. I mean, it was a really, really cool process, actually. A lot of the times with films, which is why I pick my films very selectively. A lot of the times in films, you get a really specific brief. And I don't think that's really the best way to make music. So I was fortunate to work with Rhea Kapoor. She's somebody who really kind of lets you do your thing. And she was just like, yo, man, just make me a dope record, And I just got to make her a dope record. And, it's something that came from me, from a very organic place. And, it was really fun to make. And I had a feeling the song would do well. But I didn't know it would blow up as big as it did, And I literally, I meet so many people where they're like, like it's their favorite song, And as a musician and as a listener, I have my favorite songs, and I know how emotionally attached I am to those records. And to see, to have your record be somebody's favorite song,
You're kidding
that's
me?
humbling.
Yeah. Jonas and
I know, I saw.
and Sophie were jamming to that one the other day, bro.
No, for sure.
It's
Sansa
massive.
Stark for the win.
And Bacha himself, what a character, man. I mean, who'd know that an engineer would be doing rap and hip hop and then moving to mainstream Bollywood music? He's just a smart guy, isn't he? He's just so smart. He's so clever. So much to learn from him.
No, for sure. I mean, he's a great businessman. He likes his music, and I think he's always interested to associate himself with like good projects, and he's got a great vision as well. But yeah, it was really cool working with him. Like, again, him singing is something which I find really interesting, because like same with Ash, he's somebody who's not Punjabi, he's Gujarati Bengali.
He's Gujo, yeah.
But it's really cool to take somebody out of their comfort zone and put him into something which can potentially complement them. And the same way that worked with Ash, I think this worked with Bacha, where he's never sung before, but the right record matched with the right person can create magic.
Totally. So, everybody's talking about that one particular shot where you have one headphone in your ear and Ellie's got the other headphone in her ear.
Yeah.
Difficult to do?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
difficult.
How many,
We had to
how many
practice
takes
a
do you
lot
do that?
for that.
We had to practice actually a lot for that, but we didn't take that much takes though.
I think we only did 2.
Yeah, 2 to 3 takes. Yeah,
Maximum
because
3.
because sunlight was
3.
coming, and
Yeah.
we had to like wrap up the shoot, because it was like a night shoot, and luckily we
But we had to
pulled
practice
off.
it a lot, because I mean, it's just a one shot, right? So, and it's a long choreography, and how we are moving, and and obviously because I have to place it like properly, and I have to do it very fast, so that's why mine kept
Popping up.
falling. Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
But it's obviously easier to dance with a fellow dancer, as opposed to dancing in
Oh,
the
of
mainstream.
course,
You
of
just
course.
get it. I can see the
Yeah,
rhythm
yeah,
that
yeah.
both of you have. It's just poetic
Yeah.
to watch. It's lovely.
Thank you.
Well, you on the other hand was just busy with
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said this before as well. The ironic thing with that whole thing is they're like really meticulously dancing with these earphones in their ears. The next shot, I'm just walking past with AirPods.
Yeah.
Why haven't they shown the girl who's opposite you, man? I'm just so disappointed. I wanted to see her.
I mean,
Maybe there's a
season
part
2.
2.
Season two.
Yeah,
But
there
it's
should
good
be
to
a part
leave.
2.
It's good to leave a bit of mystery.
Yeah. Okay, some last few questions before we wrap. We're doing a campaign called Run with Radio 1. So we're saying we want people to go out and run, starting with me. I desperately need to. Are you a cardio person at all? Do you run? Do you run on the treadmill, or do you run out in the open? Tell us about that.
To be honest, I wish I could run out in the open.
Yeah,
but
you get mobbed.
No, because of the air. I don't do it in Mumbai though. Yeah.
But have you in Europe, for example, gone out running? Are you a long distance kind of person? Do you do short sprints?
No, not a long distance kind of person. I love to walk. Yeah. Love to walk in the nature where I live. Like the forest is next to us, so me and my mother, we always go for these very long walks, and we just breathe in fresh and beautiful air.
You're in Stockholm? Is that Stockholm?
Yeah, in Stockholm. Yeah, so we always do that. Yeah, running I've always loved when it's like fast. Yeah.
Same question to you.
Running. I mean, I like working out, so I work out at least once every other day, and I run on the treadmill. But I've always had this thing, man. Like I feel like if I'm running on the street, people think I'm running away from someone.
Oh my gosh.
So the dogs will start.
Yeah, man. I think I just.
Oh my god.
I think I just have
This
that
is
kind of
something
face.
I have
man.
heard
That's
for the first
paranoia,
time.
Karan. That's really paranoia.
I guess so.
He has that a little bit of bad boy face actually. Yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah, especially if you will like keep a hoodie on.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
just-
Some
you
uncle
could be
will be
nasty.
like, "Beta, ruko."
yeah, so I don't run in public, but I run on a treadmill before I start my workout.
Shantanu, the amount of dancing you do, you don't need to, but do you at all?
Like if I get time, yeah. If I'm not dancing, if I'm not rehearsing for like a very long time, and I'm not doing a dance project, then yeah. Oh, that's a nice way of promoting dance project.
It really
Yeah.
it
So
sounds like you never run.
So yeah, look, I use a treadmill, and otherwise I do a lot of like body weight exercises. So I
So
don't.
do what, 20 minutes on the treadmill, half an hour on the treadmill? What do you do?
15 minutes.
20 minutes.
15 minutes.
And hard running is small or just jogging?
No, not jog. Go for it.
I think when you dance so much also, like Shantanu is doing, you don't need to run so much.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're doing another campaign called Heal the World, Save the Environment.
Oh yes, please.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, in my house, for example, plastic is just not allowed,
Yeah.
So what do you do, Ellie, or what happens at home that saves the planet?
So I don't use any plastic bottles for my water. They're all glass bottles, and I also hardly use plastic actually. And I always make sure to not waste my bags, as in
You recycle them.
yeah,
Lovely.
exactly. I recycle the bags. Yeah.
Yeah, so anything that
Yeah.
you're doing to save the planet, it could be, stopping littering, it could be not littering the ocean, anything.
I mean, I don't go out of my way to litter the ocean.
Well done, Karan.
No, I mean,
Afros who's cleaning up Varsova Beach will be proud of you.
I think it's when it comes down to that saying where it's like little things make a big difference,
Yeah.
So I just try not to leave my lights on when I'm not in the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
I try not to use too much plastic. Just little things make a big difference.
Yeah, I think.
Super. Lights on, that's, not leaving
Especially,
lights
Yeah,
on.
even I do
especially
that.
that one.
Even I do.
I have it since my childhood. My father has always been very strict
Yeah,
with
same.
me and my brother on that. Why did you leave the light on? You have to save electricity. I'm like, okay, sorry, Dad.
Yeah, even I come from the Marwadi side, so like
Oh, you're Maru.
Maru. So like
Save the planet, yeah.
yeah, save the planet and like save the electricity bill. Otherwise, it's like you get scolding. And yeah, I mean you plant trees in your own apartment and like try to go green a bit.
You
Yeah.
plant tree in your own
And like
apartment.
plants, obviously. No, not trees, like plants. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Gardening,
Gardening,
like
like
gardening.
in balcony or
That's great.
something. Yeah.
Ellie, a travel experience that you've had that is amazing. You went to this place and you went, wow, I could live here. Or just a wonderful experience on holiday.
There were so many actually, because I love to travel and I love to explore new places. But yes, I'm crazy about Greece. There are beautiful places in Greece that I have seen. One I would say is an island called Kefalonia. Very, very beautiful. It's just magical over there.
Have you done any adventure sport? Not necessarily in Greece, but otherwise, have you done adventure sport, and what would be?
No, I haven't, but I want to learn underwater
Scuba diving.
yeah.
Should go to the Maldives. Great place. Lots
Yeah?
of friends have been.
Yeah, I
So
want
you want to do
try
that. You haven't bungee jumped or paraglided or anything of the sort.
No, I'm too scared of those things. But I love snowboarding. Yeah, so I used to do snowboarding with my best friend actually. That's lots of fun, just like wild and crazy and like, yeah.
Lovely. A travel destination you went to and you said, wow.
For me, like I think at different parts of my life, different things resonated with me. But for me, one of my favorite places on earth is Kashmir. I went to Kashmir several times throughout my life, and every time I just come back feeling fresh, rejuvenated. Such a beautiful place with such beautiful people. Apart from that, I love Amsterdam.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Just walk around the cafes.
Just walk around the cafes.
And say Haaye Oye.
Go on a boat. Talk to the locals.
Beautiful. And have you ever done any adventure sport? Have you done?
Yeah, I love So I'm kind of like her in that respect. Like I don't like jumping off things, but I don't mind jumping into things. So like I'll go scuba diving. I'll do anything water related. But like, man, like why am I gonna pay somebody to push me out of a plane?
But have you dived?
like-
You have dived. You have dived.
I've dived a lot. I love scuba diving. Because like the fish are my friends.
Where
Gravity's
is
not
it?
my friend.
Where is this?
I've dived in Bali, like in Phuket, Penang, all those places.
Shantanu, a travel destination.
I love India, so I
So where in India?
Oh, where in
Rajasthan.
India?
Rajasthan. I love it. I love the culture. I love the authenticity that the city has, and
Jodhpur or Jaipur?
Jodhpur, and the heritage hotels and the huge buildings and everything. So I just love that. I love the culture, and I would love to keep going again and again. Yeah.
Done any adventure sports?
I did Khatro Ke Khiladi, so I think
Take your pick. The most difficult would be what? The creepy crawlies?
no, it's height and water. I was not very good with swimming and everything, so water was like a difficult thing to do.
Was Chama Chama difficult to do? I mean, did you have to rehearse a hell of a lot? I mean, there are these shots of you on set, rehearsing,
Yeah.
working up a sweat. Difficult to do,
Yeah, because I had to do it in high heels. And there were retake after retake, for the hook step. So that was tough, and yeah.
But so worth it. Did Urmila tell you that you did a great job with that? Have you met her?
No, I haven't met her actually. Yeah, but yeah, like I was saying, I actually ended up injuring my leg also, and that was also in the beginning of the shoot. And I was really tensed that it's gonna be too bad that I won't be able then to do it. But luckily it wasn't that bad. But it stayed for a long time. So actually, when I was rehearsing for Haaye Oye, I still had that injury. So I literally sprained my hamstring during Chama Chama. Yeah, with great physio and all, I still made it.
Brave girl, Elli. Last question to all of you. Who's your BFF and why? Who's your best friend forever, Elli? Who would that be and why?
I believe my best friend forever is gonna be my best childhood friend, Marlin is her name. She was recently here in India actually for the first time in her life, and I'm very proud of her that she came here, and she actually enjoyed coming here. So yeah, I mean, we have known each other from the day we were kind of like born. Yeah.
So you can spend the whole night just chatting with her, catching up.
Oh yeah, we always talk so many old good memories. Like we have done so much together. So yeah.
BFF, and who would that be and why?
So I mean, I've grown up in a lot of different places. So it was like you live in one place for a few years, then you move to the next, and then it's just about having those country codes memorized. But but honestly, as cheesy as it sounds, like my best friend is my mom. Like we're really tight. We're really really tight. And we always support each other. She's always proud of me when I do good. I'm proud of her when she does good. And yeah, I think that's somebody I'm gonna probably keep talking to.
Oh, lovely! How lovely is that, man? How lovely is that? BFF and why?
I don't believe like in BFF and everything, but I have the first show when I got the break for first show, the creative director of that, Palki Malhotra. I mean, I am very close to her, and I don't know, we have like some kind of a connection, and I can like talk to her like about anything, and we gradually created that bond, and we are very thick now. So yeah, I mean that she's like my best friend. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, go to the Sony Music India YouTube channel and check out Haaye Oye. And also go stream it at all online stores, sites. This is a bomb, this song. Thank you, Elli, for
Thank
rolling
you
by.
so
Thank you,
much.
Karan.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much. Thank
Shantanu.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We had a great time. Oh.